right, y'all, so we are here because we have the full overload showcase for everyone's new, I don't know if people are actually saying she's their favorite or not, but I'm just gonna assume that everybody's saying it's their favorite, Eunhwa, right? We are going in on Mr. Rebuke. As you guys know, he has been a GOAT of the channel for quite some time now, where for some reason, every time I wake up in the morning, he just has the new character 10-10-10 and overload gear waiting for me to do the showcase. So shout out to Rebuke for that. But we are going to be taking a look at his Eunhwa, who is 10-10-10 and overload gear, same as his Emma, right? My thing is, we tested out this Eunhwa yesterday where she had like scope lock on and stuff like that, and compared to like Rappy, she did 200 million less damage than Rappy. I feel like this character is quite good if she's doing that, and I feel like Vesti is going to be very good as well, because Vesti is kind of like the full DPS of the team. How I see it is that you have one of each, a full DPS, a full support character, and a sub DPS. Eunhwa's a sub DPS putting up those numbers, so I feel like she's going to perform quite well. Just in general, I want to turn off my fan there, but it's okay. So let's take a look and see what she got going on here, right? So for the overload gear, we have attack percent, charge damage, which that's also great because she's a, you know, sniper character. We have charge speed and crit rate, which again, both of those work perfectly fine because it's a sniper character. We have charge speed and elemental damage, which again, fantastic for a sniper character, and then attack percent and charge speed. So it's not like the craziest rolls, but they're not bad at all. All the rolls on the overload gear do play a part in this character's kit. And then as you guys see, 10-10-10. So we're going in full 10-10-10 overload gear, all that stuff. Subscribe and like, let's go. All right, so we're here. We're going in with this exact team right here, which is again just the same team we had yesterday, but this time literally just with Eunhwa. Like overload gear, I guess. I think this character is gonna perform crazy. I think the final team for like this entire absolute squad, this entire absolute event, is going to be Emma, Eunhwa, Rappy, Vesti, and then D-Killer Wife. And the only reason why D-Killer Wife is on the team is because of cooldown reduction. Realistically, it doesn't need to be her, but she does give cooldown reduction and gives an attack damage buff. So it is, even though it's just 5%, it's still something, right? Where, you know, this team, that's the biggest thing. They lack like attack or like cooldown reduction big time. That's what I was trying to say. They lack cooldown reduction big time. I want to see where her burst skill is at. She's at 9.3 million, right? Which is cool. She's at 9.3 million. Let's see what she's going from 9.3 to what in one full burst. After Rappy does what Rappy does, sure. Let's skip all this stuff right here. Okay, so I don't actually know what, oh, I guess so that right there, that thing that she actually put on the enemy was the damage taken increase. So yeah, Eunhwa is quite the support as well for the team, right? So she went from 9 point something to 92 million in one burst rotation. Rappy went from whatever number she was at to 737 million. There is a big difference in overload gear when it comes to Rappy and obviously any other character. She went from 25 million to 773 million in a burst rotation. That's dumb. What? Okay, so okay, okay, it's fine. You know what? It's just this is so gooner. Oh my god. I'm sorry. We're at 114 million. I missed a button. I have sticky keys now for some reason, so I have to get a new keyboard. It's fine. But we'll just say 114 million to what? To 182 million. Yeah, so I feel like you're gonna get that damage you need from her as a sub DPS, but it's just probably not gonna be like, I think by the end of the match, like the damage that this character puts out, you're gonna realize that she did play a decent part in the damage. Like my thing is, if I pass 3 minutes, right, and I see Eunhwa did 500 million on the team, right, as the burst 2 character, I'll take that because she is technically supporting the team. She is giving buffs towards the team. It's not as crazy as, like, you know, characters like Crown or even Master the Anchor, I would say, probably have like better buffs in general than what, you know, Emma and Eunhwa are doing. But I think like if we're considering the fact that she's a burst 2 sub DPS, she does support the team in some type of way. And again, it's not great, but if she does do that, if she is doing 500 million at least by the end of the match minimum with overload gear, then I would say, yeah, that's pretty good. Because then I know for a fact my burst 2 is at least contributing to the team with damage, and then my 2 burst 3s are going to go crazy. Because how I see Viper or Vesti is literally just going to be a godlike version of Eunhwa, right? She should just be a more cracked version version of Eunhwa, especially if you have vested with Emma and Eunhwa. She's getting all the buffs from them, right? Because they're on the same squad or whatever. So we're gonna hope for the best here. She's already at 677 million, right? That's she's contributing, right? And yes, she has type advantage and stuff like that. I get it, but she is contributing to the team, right? We have a minute left. I wouldn't be surprised if this character reached 1 billion damage, which again, a burst 1 reaching 1 billion damage is quite good, right? It's not like, obviously, like the craziest like burst 1 or 2 character that has like the highest damage potential is Little Mermaid. Like Little Mermaid is a character who can be on par with your strongest DPS when it comes to damage at times, right? We've seen that firsthand, right? We've seen that many times firsthand, right? I don't think Eunhwa is that type of character as well, but I do think she's a character who can put up that high numbers, right? Is she the strongest burst 2 DPS in the game? Probably not. I would say the only other person I could think of that comes close to her burst 2 damage, or at least is like some who I know could hit harder than her, is favorite item Viper. Favorite item Viper hits very hard, y'all. Like very hard. Overload gear favorite item Viper hits dumb hard. But I think other than that, the only other character who is like stronger than this character is really nobody. So Eunhwa is probably the second strongest burst 2 DPS. I was thinking Rupee. But Rupee, there's no way Rupee hits harder than Eunhwa. There's just no possible way, right? And the good thing about Eunhwa is that she bursts every burst rotation, right? Which is good. We reached like 10 billion with that, and she ended up getting 1 billion damage. You know what I mean? Like she is contributing to the team big time. And even Emma, who, you know, type advantage, don't get me wrong, type advantage, she contributed to the team as well, quite a bit there as well. Right, Declare Wife is the only one who didn't do much compared to everybody else, but 1 billion free damage, I would say, from Eunhwa is quite big, right? So I am very proud of, you know, Eunhwa and stuff like that. I do want to try these characters without the fire team, so I want to see, like, obviously if I go to like this stage right here, or maybe this stage as well, I'll go to this stage right here, right? Because another thing that I tried out yesterday, if you guys don't remember, was the freaking Emma Eunhwa team with true damage characters like Ein, and I want to put Laplace on the team as well, right? So we're gonna put Emma here, we're gonna go ahead and put Eunhwa, we're gonna go ahead and put Ein on the team, and then we'll also put favorite item Laplace because she has true damage on her burst skill. As you guys see right here, she does get true damage on her burst skill. Did she not get true damage on her burst skill? Alright, if she's fully stacked up, then she will. So yeah, and then again, the last character literally just has to be cooldown reduction, so that could again just be Drake again, or not Drake, what's her name, Declare Wife again. But let's go ahead and take a look and see what that is looking like right there, right? Because there's just no possible way that, like, if these characters, okay, I would say right now, before we get into this match, right, I want to say with a straight face, if Emma and Eunhwa can get Ein to do at least 700 million. No, she's type advantage. So with her supports, with their true damage supports and how Ein is with her true damage, if they can get Ein to do like 1 billion, 2 billion maybe, because it's overload gear as well, I think that's crazy, right? But we'll see what the actual final number is looking like. Ein hits very hard. Ein is one of the strongest like non-pilgrim free-to-play characters, or not, I don't want to say non-pilgrim, but like I don't want to say free-to-play, but she is definitely one of the best like characters you can pick up that is not a pilgrim. Easily one of the strongest characters. Pulling Ein is so good. 162 million off the first burst rotation, which is fine, right? They don't need to stack up or anything on their true damage. They just kind of have it, right? That's the good thing as well. If you just have them on the team, they have it. So this is Laplace as well. Look at Miss Laplace. She has true damage going off as well, and all the buff that she's getting for true damage. If we take a look at Miss Laplace, she has true damage 30% from the AS formation. She has true damage 30% from the LT formation. She has true damage increase from who else? Who else? Where did she get other? I guess not. I guess so. The other true damage would just be like Ein specific true damage for herself, right? So she's getting 60% true damage from these two. LT and AS formation gives all these characters 60% true damage. So Ein should go crazy here, realistically. Because in what world is Ein not popping off when her feathers, her near feathers, these robot things that are flying around dealing damage, deal true damage? 60% increase permanently, that's crazy, because she always has those up, basically. You know what I'm saying? Like, they will come around and just attack whenever. Those are like, you know, it's free damage in my opinion. It's literally just free damage in my opinion. I think so, at least. I think it's free damage in my opinion. So we're gonna take a look and see what that's looking like. But so far, so good. After a minute in, we are not even at 500 million. It's okay. Again, I probably wouldn't use, this is the one thing I was trying to get at when I was talking about Ein, Eunhwa, and not Ein, Emma, Eunhwa, and Vesti. This is the one thing I was like kind of explaining in my videos when, like, before they even came out. It's the simple fact that you, even if you do somehow summon for all three of these characters, you're never going to really use them unless you're fighting maybe Elysion Tower, or unless you're fighting a boss where, like, you know, fire type is type advantage, because the best team for that would literally just be those three characters, Rappy and Killer Wife. Those are all powerful characters, right? I think any fire boss from this, or any bosses where they're like weak to fire from this point on, is going to just get demolished by this composition with Rappy on that team as well. But my whole thing is, realistically, I just don't think you're going to use these characters outside of that, right? For the sake of the video, I'm trying to make it like, you know, show that you can technically use them with other characters like Ein, because yes, Ein is technically getting buff from them the entire game, but it's just like, you're not using them for Ein, you know what I mean? You didn't get them for Ein, you technically got them for the fire comp, even though it's like an unwritten rule, basically, right? There's nowhere under comp or their like wording or anything that says you need to use them with fire characters. But when you read their kit and see what they provide for all allies, and you notice that, okay, only fire characters have these, you know, effects like Rappy or whatever, then you start to realize, okay, yeah, maybe this character, like, maybe I am supposed to just use them with Rappy, right? And it makes sense because Rappy used to be a part of their squad, so it makes sense that the kits, the stuff that they have, it does benefit Rappy, right? Because Rappy used to be, but then Nikke is so clever for that too. They really figured out a way to put Rappy on their team without actually saying Rappy has to be on their team, right? Because I like that, right? Basically, Rappy could be on or off their team, kind of like, you know, in the story, she was on their team, but then she came off their team. 1.2 billion, but for Laplace to be at 900 million without, like, you know, oh, but look at this though. We're not type advantage at all. We're just overload gear, and Eunhwa hit 752 million. I'm not being funny, but that's crazy. I think if you give Eunhwa that, I'm telling you, Eunhwa, Vesti, and Eunhwa, I can't wait for Vesti to come out now. Vesti, I feel like Vesti is going to be so broken when it comes to damage, right? Because so far, you're kind of just seeing an improvement from each character. But realistically, this Eunhwa character, or Eunhwa character, whatever you want to call her, she's broken, she's busted, she's powerful, she's godlike. I'm just keeping a buck with you. I don't want to say godlike. I don't like spamming that word for every character that's good. She's good. She's powerful. She's strong. But that's it. Realistically, even though she is powerful, you're only going to be using her with her squad and with Rappy and with Killer Wife. There's one team you're going to be using for this character, whether you like it or not. So you guys let me know what you think. If you agree, if you disagree, it's okay. It's your boy Zxous. I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. I'm out later. Peace.